Alright, so welcome back to another interview with Equi. Last time it was hot, people liked it, lots and lots of views, and I liked those, as you can see by my clickbait, so I brought Equi on here. Equi, how you going?
Hello. Hello. This is the first time we've done this.
Yeah, no, I totally didn't
First
forget
time.
to record.
Everything
Yeah, no,
everything worked first try.
everything worked first try, because this is the first try. Makes sense. Alright,
No further questions.
yeah,
We're on a
exactly.
billion-dollar budget here.
Exactly. As you can see by the only thing I'm recording is our Discord, just screen. So starting
Yeah.
off with this very expensive, good interview with just a base question to how'd you get into Super Auto Pets?
Well, this is the first time I've answered this question.
Exactly, so it should
Uh,
be, a natural response.
yeah, a natural, normal response. I think it was from Ludwig, like the era of Ludwig playing it. I didn't watch as much Northern Lion, but I saw Ludwig doing some tournaments for it, and I
Yeah.
think more specifically, I saw a clip where uh, somebody like everyone was just going crazy because somebody did a level 2 sheep pill. I remember thinking, "Oh my god, that's ridiculous. That's so smart. How can these people think of this stuff?"
The level 2
And
sheep
then
pill.
yeah, level 2 sheep pill. It's the craziest tech imaginable. And then I joined a duos tournament one day, and uh, the guy that I was duoed with, I have not spoken to since, but we got like seventh because everyone else disconnected. So I'd say it's a
That's
pretty good first
crazy.
experience.
I do find it quite funny that the level 2 sheep pill was like, oh my god, that's insane. But now it's like, oh, another level 2 sheep pill. Now I just get that extra chance of hitting seal and winning the game without thinking.
Yeah, it's like now when I do a level 2 sheep pill myself, I just get annoyed because I hit a second rhino.
Yeah, exactly. It's like level 2 sheep pill, time to either want to die because I hit Scorp Rhino or not gonna think. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting how see how the community has evolved. So it's like Ludwig doing tournaments that's quite old. So like you got into the community quite some time ago, right? Like what time period do you reckon?
Yeah, it's like definitely at least a year ago.
As we did not
Something
check,
like
or
that.
we didn't check that
We
on the first
didn't. We
time.
didn't. I didn't join I we definitely didn't know that I joined in March of 2022.
Let me check to see if this information is true. Oh my god, it's right. It's March of
That's
2022.
crazy. That's crazy.
It was
I
actually
can't
seven
believe I
days before
randomly
your
guessed.
Discord account joined. Your Discord your Discord account joined March 20th, 7 days after you joined Sap Dojo 3 years later. So that's random and doesn't really correlate, but it's cool.
Fine, we ignore that.
Alright, so let me have a look at the rest of my questions. So what did you start off as like pack main? What pack did you start off maining?
Oh, I've always main pack one. I mean, part of it is because I just haven't bothered to buy the packs. I mean, I can buy the packs, and I probably will end up buying like pack two before it changes
Wait,
because
you haven't
I
bought pack
imagine they'll
two?
make it more expensive. I only own pack one. Every
What?
time I've done like mirrors, every time I've done like mirrors with somebody or like rotational mirrors, I've just made them fourth pack.
That's crazy. I
It's
don't
a
think I've ever.
genuine thing.
But
Yeah,
speaking of, I don't think I've ever. I don't. I haven't ever played John Pack 2 actually. Yeah, that's
that's
weird.
probably for the best. Pack two sucks.
That's crazy. And you're still very, very good that you played Pack 1, which isn't a common occurrence anymore.
I mean, I think like pack one can still get you very far. Like look at Subo, but yeah, I even played pack one back when like the period of like Caterpillar was on tier three, and there was like no counters to it. It
That
was
was
like that weird in
crazy.
between point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if you remember that, but the weird in between point of Caterpillar's on tier three, but also you can't counter with like Dolphin, and like everyone just mained pack two, and I just went pack one anyway
Yeah,
because
that was pretty broken.
I hated the Caterpillar meta.
That's fair. Pack
I just
Two is
refuse to play it.
Pack 2 has never had a respectable meta. I've never played Pack 2 and thought, yeah, I really had to try to win this
No, I
game.
don't. I don't think it has. I don't think it has.
It's always been the degenerate pack.
Because I think like even before I joined, Pack Two had like T-Rex used to be +2/+2 to everything at some point. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, nice. That's
and
so
like that
dumb.
that's just obviously thoughtless scaling. And then more recently you have like Caterpillar, and then even more recently you have like Lotto plus Octo spamming, etc.
Yeah, no, Pack
To
2
be
is
fair, the Pack One meta right now isn't that great either. It's like turn 7 Lotto most of the time. If you hit Turkey, you win the game unless you're like really far behind.
I think it is because
Um,
of the leveling system, but I honestly don't see a way to change it. Like they tried to change it and it felt horrible. Like
I think the new leveling.
wait,
I think the new leveling system. Also, go ahead.
is it still the same? Because I haven't been paying attention. Is it when you combine two level twos it does a level two and one third?
Um, I think they reverted that, but I don't remember. I could be wrong about that.
Because I know that felt horrible. Because that's me spending like 18 gold to get a level two and one third, which does nothing.
Yeah, like I think the much easier way to solve the lot of problems was just to nerf the units that were in those tiers. Like add another unit to tier 5 on pack 1, so Seal is less likely or whatever. They nerfed Seal, nerfed Turkey. Um, pack 2 they nerfed Buffalo, Llama. Uh, they nerfed Bison, but Bison wasn't as much of a problem. Um, and then they decided that they wanted to instead just also make the leveling system weird just to make sure the Lotto's dead. But I thought that Lotto was probably going to die out once the units were nerfed.
So that's what they did try with the leveling system. I think they did revert it. It didn't work out, but to be fair, like things like Seal, Llama, I think no Buffalo doesn't work either. Like they're all not great, even if you hit them early. Now they're like pretty bad. I feel
Uh,
I haven't played much test server to be fair, but just by the looks of it, I don't really like the feel of the pets.
I think Seal is still fine. It's like what +1 attack to 3 things now, which is like great with Rabbit, and I think it's a
Seals,
pretty
yeah.
decent direction, but it's not like absurdly broken
Turkey's
anymore.
obviously good. It's 2-3. They nerfed one attack. It's not going to do much. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I think Turkey would still be really good.
I don't really understand because they did. It was what was it? Turkey was 2-3. Then they buffed it, and now they've nerfed it back to what it was, which is 2-3.
Yeah, I think the reason it was buffed is like I'm just kind of going off assumptions, but when Turkey was 2-3 last, Shark was just a flat 2-2, and it was like broken. Everyone like spammed Shark and won. Like I think I remember a specific set I played against Bagels, and granted Bagels is like number one, but I lost all 5 games because of Shark.
Yeah. Is Shark? Did they
Um,
change Shark in the test server, or is it still? Because it's still
I
pretty
think
good.
Shark is yeah, I think Shark is still +1/+2 with double outside battle.
I think Tier 5 Lotto is still going to be a thing.
Um,
I don't
it,
know.
it might be. We'll have to see.
Speaking of Bagels and him being one of the best players in the world, who do you think is the best player in the world right now? What do you think about that?
um, I think Bagels when it comes to 1v1s, but if we're talking like an all-around player, then I honestly think it could be like Kai or Tangle. I think it's probably just Kai because like Kai is really really good at 1v1s and also pretty much undisputed the best lobby player right now. Like the only other argument is Tangle, and I think
Tangle.
Kai is just better than Tangle.
Yeah,
So I think as an all around player, I would say Kai.
I think I definitely agree with that. How's Subbo been going in 1v1s? I haven't really been keeping track of his team tour.
I'm not sure actually. I haven't been keeping track of Team Tour either because
Could Subbo,
we didn't even make playoffs.
speaking of, that's one of my questions. How's it feel to
Is
not
that
make
one of your
playoffs in the
what a segue?
in the easiest season to make playoffs? You've never missed the playoffs.
Okay,
This is the easiest
right.
season, and this is the season you don't make it. What's up with that?
Oh well, you see, that's a great question. Um, what I'm going to say is that there was a thing where Kodo said if he wasn't making playoffs, he was just going to retire from the game. And clearly, what happened is we intentionally threw so that Koto could make playoffs and therefore not retire.
See,
That's definitely what happened.
I didn't know about that, and if I was on your team and I heard that, I would have said everyone, if we do not make playoffs, I'm finding some way to you just don't play SAP again. Kodo needs to retire. This old man has been around for too long.
Old man, there are definitely older people in the scene, but sure.
No way, Kodo's like 99 years old. I
Yeah,
swear this
right.
guy is
Yeah,
older than
of
the
course.
Ice Age. He was one of Jesus'
Yeah,
disciples, I
yeah,
swear to God.
of course.
But yeah, um, what we were talking about, oh yeah, your playoff performance. Actually, speaking of playoffs and why your team did badly, this segues into another one of my questions. What do you think was one of your worst team tour picks ever? Just like one of your worst drafts.
Good question. So captaining for like 3 seasons or co-captaining, I guess. Like the only couple of picks that were kind of intentionally a little bit weird, but for content reasons. Like I picked Kelby third in season 3, which obviously wasn't right to do, but I wanted to make sure that I had Kelby, and then from there we just assembled like a streamer squad, and then ended up getting like second because Kelby went crazy or something.
This was
I
season.
don't think. Yeah, I think if it comes to like picks where it seems like a good pick, but actually they didn't perform as well. Um, I don't know. It might be. I feel bad like naming out names, but it might be like Rex. I know
Me.
that I picked Rex last. Well, that was season 3. We don't talk about that. That never happened.
That was so bad.
Um, then
Wait, who did you
I
say?
I honestly can't
Rex.
think. Possibly Rex, just
Wait,
because the coaching was really awkward. He didn't have as much time to get coached, and therefore like couldn't really learn fundamentals as well. But I don't think that was on him.
Rex. Rex Shadow. Isn't that guy?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. Alright. Alright. And best pick. Who do you reckon was like your best up and coming player that no one else picked, but you thought, yeah, this guy will be good, and then they popped off. They were crazy.
I think the first name that comes to mind is Maine. Probably just because it's a more recent pick. I picked Maine like fourth, and I thought it was kind of controversial at the time. Like some people thought it's a fine pick, but it's probably not the best pick. And then Maine proceeded to pop off and like uh, beat Pumpkin,
Yeah,
and
Pumpkin's bad.
yeah, just do really well. Just improve a lot in general. Um, and probably also, I think Hungry Manning improved a lot in season 4. I
Yeah.
think I think we got him as like the 8th seed, and he played like a 6th seed the whole time at least. Like that was a really good performance.
So for this season, what did you think of the format? I'm doing the questionnaire for Damon, but I just didn't really like the format. I'm gonna be honest, but I want to know what you think.
I mean, I get what they were going for. Like they want more people to be involved in playoffs because uh they don't want like half the teams just kind of waiting around for playoffs to end. But at the same time, from like one of the teams that didn't make playoffs, it feels so much worse. Sorry, I don't know if you have my phone,
No,
but it
it's all
feels
good.
so much worse to not make playoffs when like 8 teams did, and you have like 2 teams that are just sitting around that feel really bad about their performance. But I think besides that, the format was fine.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I feel like I understand what they're doing with playoffs, like you said, but it makes playoffs a bit less rewarding too. Like it's like, oh, you got
Yeah, that as well.
like your well, how many teams were there? There were 10 teams and 8 made it. So you're just 1 in 8. You could have played like shit, and especially since there's 5 people a week, 7 on a team, you just have to like get lucky, and it's 2, 3 wins all around.
Yeah.
Which especially you saw in playoffs. It's been 4-3, 4-3, 3-4, 4-3. It's currently 2-3 between CLT and Kodo. And it's just a bit like, I don't know. Those are my personal gripes, but yeah, good to
Yeah,
know.
no, I think that's understandable. Like, uh, it does feel weird that in this format, like people with a negative or teams with a negative win rate still make it to playoffs, like a lot. Um, it's just like the team with the worst win rate that doesn't make it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's an okay format still.
So you were running tournaments a bit on the Think Fast server.
That did happen for a little bit.
Are we getting any of those back? Because those were sort of cool.
No, so the reason that I stopped them was just because I didn't have any more games that like I knew a lot of SAP people played. Like this was before Dwarven time and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for Dwarven time, there's not really much you can change that's like a surprise because it's just Dwarven time. You can't really add much to that,
Yeah,
and like
makes
people
sense.
stopped being interested because even like stuff like chess was a bit of a stretch, and then chess didn't end up happening, and then Marvel Snap, like the only other person that was there at that time was FBL.
Yeah,
Um,
fair.
like I think the SAP hard mode and the Celeste tournaments went great, but I think like after that there wasn't really because I didn't want to then go back to SAP and do that again,
Yeah.
but
Because it was a
there
pretty
wasn't really anywhere else to go.
it was a good idea for a tournament. I did quite like the like complete randomness of it.
Yeah, I like the more chaotic tournaments like that. Like, um, I had a silly idea for a tournament. It's probably not going to get done because there's like a lot of logistic problems. But I wanted a tournament that was just like, uh, say you had like a bracket on Start GG or Challenge or whatever,
Yeah.
but the loser advanced in each set, and it would just be at the end like one person loses and everybody else wins the tournament. And it's just like the one person at the end who has lost every single sequential game. But obviously, that would just feel completely terrible if you were that one person.
That's funny.
But I think it'd be so funny to run.
No, that'd be
Yeah,
hilarious. That poor one
I,
person.
I've always liked like the funniest stuff. That's why sometimes like run Big Rat
It's like
or I don't know Big Elephant.
it's like the playoffs this season, but you have like it's one person. That's so bad. It's such a good idea though.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
just like imagine the playoffs, but now uh, our team and Damon's team play, and then the
The
losing team all face each other.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna have to be so funny.
Yeah. So at the high level stuff, like the upper echelon, like the Onets, oh, I can't really say that now. But the Bagels, the Tengles, the people who are playing well right now, the top players. What do you think is the best pack to play currently?
Back to is
Yeah,
that even like a
I feel
question?
like it's a simple answer, but I asked Hop, I'll ask you.
Yeah,
It's pack two, isn't it?
yeah, it's just Pack 2.
And then at lower level, it's
Um,
Pack 2, I assume, right?
at a lower level, it's also Pack 2 because Pack 2 is easier to learn.
Yeah, no. Pack 2
The
is
mid level,
stupid.
yeah, the mid level is like the good spot though because you can get away with like playing Pack 1 and Pack 3 sometimes because like you're not getting completely punished. Um, which means you can go for some more fun lines.
I feel like
But
the
yeah,
mid.
for like, oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so no, okay, yeah, the mid level is like really blurred at this point because there are people who are mid level who can play really high up, and there are people who are considered mid level who just can play like really badly.
Yeah, and the thing is because of like the amount of randomness in a game like this, um, like I'm a fairly mid level player, and like I'll have days where like I just beat Ona, I beat Kai, and then I also can at the same time like lose to like six seeds.
Yeah, well,
Because a lot of it is like just based on what you hit, and sometimes I hit nothing, but
yeah,
don't we all?
fair. I feel like I'm below mid level. I'm just like I'm depends on the day, but I'm like pretty solidified below mid level. But there'll be days like season 4, the last playoff match, the finals match. I beat Kelby, who I was like never ever meant to beat. Like
Yeah,
beating Kelby,
that was I think that was Kelby was on our team for
yeah,
that, right?
yeah, he was,
Yeah, and it was
and
second place curse.
yeah, it was. And then I lose to BSJ at the start of that season. And then I beat Maine at the start of the
Yeah.
season. And then I lose to Flip in like one of the worst sets I've played ever in this season. It's like I've
Yeah.
I know I'm obviously very inconsistent, but it just shows like a lot of people have that fluctuating where they beat Kai and then they lose to Joe's dog, who played the game once.
Yeah, like yeah, I mean I haven't had as much of fluctuation. Like I beat Onet this season and then lost to T-Disc, I guess, but I didn't have as much of fluctuation as I do usually.
So that's why some of those really consistent players, the ones you want on your team, the people who can really hammer in, are very consistent and who can sometimes
Yeah,
beat people who are above them, like the knobs of the world, who just play 24/7.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Coaching questions. What do you think makes a good coach?
I think it comes down to like being able to recognize how different people want to be coached because I don't think everyone wants to be coached like in the same way. Like it's like school, right? So if you have like a room of 30 people and they all learn in different ways, it's going to be hard to teach them all with the same method. I think if you're coaching, like you've got to make sure that you know how the person wants to be coached. Like, do they want to just listen to you like list off things? Do they want to read guides about it? Like, do they want to go through the dog guide 100 times? Do they want to like actually play matches? Do they want to play matches on their own and then get feedback from it? Like, it really depends.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that does make sense. That's what I've heard from a lot of the top players and top coaches and captains. So, what do you
Yeah.
think makes? Oh no, no, no. I think makes a good coach. What do you think? Oh, what do you think makes Bagels a bad coach? So, there's no good answer for this. It's just, why is he bad?
there's 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 no right or wrong answer, except there's a wrong answer. Um, I don't know. Like I guess what I noticed from when Bagels was essentially coaching in season 3 was he would write a lot of things down. Like he wrote a ton of like essays on can lines and shrimp lines and etc. And then I don't know how much. I mean, I can't speak much because I didn't do that much in season 3. It was my first time being captain, but I don't know how much actual like on the field coaching he did, where he would sit in VCs with people and like explain their plays thoroughly and like, oh, why did or why is this thing that you did wrong? Why would this play have been better? I think that's where a lot of coaches fall actually, where they'll just like tell the person what to do. Like they'll go into a versus, oh, buy fish, buy mosquito, roll, buy the other mosquito, and like a position like this, and they won't explain as much as to why that's good, and then it just ends up that when it comes to tournament sets, person just gets lost.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hear that, Bagels? You're bad. Right, so so
Right,
who do you think
really being pushed into a corner here.
so who do you think is like one of the best coaches of just all time, or like one of the best coaches now?
One of the best coaches now is a pretty difficult question. I think Kai is just always going to be a pretty good coach. Um, I think Moose is a pretty good coach. I remember season 2, I got coached by Moose, and that was just a really helpful experience. I think I definitely improved a lot um, after just sitting in a VC with Moose and being coached for a bit.
See, I've never received the Moose or the Kai coaching. I like the Damon
You've
coaching,
never got
really. No,
you got the Damon
I
coaching.
haven't. No, I want to receive
You
some.
haven't got
No.
you haven't gotten the Damon coaching either.
Oh well, I sort of have. He just sits in a VC and calls me shit for like 20 minutes.
That's a form of coaching. Yeah, I think Damon, at least in season 3, Damon kind of suffered from the buy this role kind of coaching, where
Yeah,
he
okay.
just goes through it. But I'm not sure how he coaches now. He might have improved on that since then.
So you're putting down like Kai or Moose for probably one of the best coaches now.
Probably, although I'm less sure about Moose just because I don't know how Moose has been coaching recently. Um, but definitely in season 2 he was good, and presumably he's just gotten better as a coach since then.
Yeah, makes sense. I haven't been on many different like teams to get different coaching. I've just been your team and then own it. So all I've really got is like the own it coaching and then slightly Geo Tyler and Bagels. I haven't really got that other side of like Moose, Kai, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, presumably most top players are going to end up being a good coach just because they know more about the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who do you think was like one of the most was the most dominant in their time period? Like who do you think was in the best at their time?
I think probably Fengar, honestly. Like Fengar and Rek, kind of. But there was a point in time where people weren't as good at the game, and so the like randomness factor didn't matter as much because Fengar would like join tournaments, and we would just kind of know from the start that he had already won the tournament if he had joined it. Like
Yeah,
he won almost every tournament at that point, and it might have just been because like he was able to outposition people and outscale people, and like he knew. I think he was ahead of his time a little bit.
I think.
I'll be honest.
Uh, I think I agree with you, but Hop also gave me the Kataba answer. I'm pretty
Kataba.
sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I
What do you think?
think so. I think at the point where Kataba was kind of dominating, I think like wasn't Koto also doing really well at that point? Like Koto and Sabo, I
To
think
be honest,
kind
did
of had
Kodo
caught up
ever
at that
did
point.
well? This man's just washed up from the beginning. Give me some of
He's
his
not
placements. Zero. He has like two second places in like the Coconut Clash that no one liked anyway.
right. My God. You know, I haven't even been. I think besides like the smaller tournaments, like the FBL stuff, I don't think I've been top 8 yet. I don't
Wait,
think I've been
really?
top 8 in like a in like a main like Coconut Clash slash big dojo tournament, like a major cup or anything like that.
To be fair, though,
And it's not looking good.
wait,
It's not
sorry,
looking good for Tony Palooza.
yeah.
Because I joined Tony Palooza and immediately lost 3-0 to Beast.
Oh, that's depressing.
Because he hit early rabbit on all 3 games, and then I think the first game he hit squirrel level 2 seal on turn 9, and then the second game was like turkey shenanigans.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
the third game was turkey shenanigans. The second game was like kind of winnable, maybe, but it would have been very difficult to win.
There's, I mean, to be fair, for you to like, how you talking about not top eighting? There's not. It's not like there's been many majors since they had Coconut Clash, and I guess the rodeo, if you count that, but I wouldn't really count that as a major.
Yeah, no, I think I've been top 8 if we count the rodeo, but barely anybody was actually joining the rodeo. It was like
Barely anyone cared about
15
the
people.
rodeo. It was
Taj
just
rodeo.
Math Geek
Yeah,
or Quirrell just sitting there with his southern accent.
I
um,
remember. I remember specifically at one point in the weekly rodeo because they were taking so long. The tournaments were taking so long for whatever reason, because it might have been like a best of 5 bracket, which takes ages. I think it was a week with Leech Camelin, and I just like forced that. And then I went up against Onet, and like I think I was winning, and then I had to go to bed because it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I basically just told him, "Hey, just like, can you pretend that you 3-0'd me? Please, can you just pretend that you 3-0'd me? And I'm gonna go to bed and just yeah, pretend that I lost, pretend I got outpositioned or something." And
nice.
he did. He was really cool about it. Yeah.
Were were those prize pooled? I don't exactly remember.
I I don't think they were. I'm not sure. I don't remember them being prize pool, but it was a long time ago.
We need to have those sort of like I reckon majors we could have them back. I was thinking of like a like tournament format with a major at the end of the year, but I feel like that's too much longevity that for anyone to deal with.
Yeah, if it's an entire year, like team tour is already too long for some people, and it goes over a couple of months.
I was just thinking
But
like I don't know, ranked qualifies you. Like you do a certain threshold, rank qualifies you into a tournament. You play out that tournament. Like top four makes it into a pool of top 16. You play like four of those tournaments out, then you have one big major at the end of the year that's like prize pooled.
maybe, but that would then incentivize people to play ranked, and ranked is best of one.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's a whole nother thing.
But to be fair though, I feel like with even though like high rolling is still always going to be prevalent in the game, if people play enough ranked and are incentivized to like keep playing ranked so they don't lose rank, I feel like the best players will always still stay at the top while people
Yeah,
also take it seriously, which would get better practice for the community and stuff like that.
yeah, definitely they will.
I know it's a thought, but like the longevity is just too much for some people to deal with, especially with like how short of a space this is. It's not like this is like I don't know, like Call of Duty where they had like the massive majors and the massive formats, and people like stick around for a whole year. Like this community's been around for like 2 years, and people have already started leaving after like a month.
Yeah.
And there's like you're gonna
Or do
come,
people like the game's dead? The
yeah.
game's dead.
It's gonna be like 8 of the 16 people who qualified have just left. They're like one of them's a fucking like Minecraft speedrunner now. The other one's a Fortnite pro. And it's like, damn, none of these people are coming back for our $20 prize pool.
Can't believe it.
But yeah. Um, So speaking of tournaments, what do you think's the best tournament you've like played? What's your best placement, or like one of the funnest tournaments you've played?
The most fun I've had in a tournament. God, I've got to think to like a time before Lotto Meta.
It's difficult. It feels like it's always been there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my favorite tournaments by far are like the duos tournaments and stuff. I think the most fun I had was the trios where I was with Kelby and Bagels.
Was it the
I mean,
Brawl one?
granted, uh, might have been. I don't remember, but like, granted, most of that was me and Kelby listening to Bagels, and then like I'd occasionally chip in with something.
Yeah.
And we played for like 7 hours, and I don't think we ever really got bored of it. It was great, and we won at the end as well.
I think someone suggested an idea of like a trios tournament. So you have two people in a VC and then one person from the opposing team just talking as much shit and as
Oh
annoying
yeah,
things.
I
Do you
remember
remember that? I
that.
think I was in
Somebody
VC with
somebody
you.
had that idea of, yeah, just completely trash talking.
It's just
Oh,
like
that is so
you like
funny.
spam shit through the mic too to just annoy the shit out of everyone in that VC. So they just
Wait,
talk.
with soundboards, that'd be even better as well because Discord has
Yes.
soundboards now, don't they? So
Oh.
you can just like just spam it.
Okay, that's a tournament I'm organizing with my lucid skills, my crazy skills of tournament organizing.
I'm
That's
ready. I'm ready for it.
that's happening. That's gonna be so fun when I can be bothered. All right, so immortal game. What do you reckon is your immortal game?
All right. Immortal game. So the main one that comes to mind is just like actually, there's two that come to mind. First one is kind of like a set against Pizza Power that I did, where I was 3 games down in a best of 7, and then reverse swept, and the last game was Elephant Blowfish.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then the other one that comes to mind is a game I played against Nob, where he had like a full scaling team, but he was on lethal, and I killed his ball with Chili plus Hedgehog, and then used 3 Scorps plus like a Rooster at the back to just take out all of his biggest units. And like the Scorps were 4/4 because of cans, so they didn't die to Hedgehog.
Oh, that's a D-Gen dream team. Just triple score, and then summon unit in the back so they can have their extra spawn.
Triple Scorp is based. What do you mean
So
degen?
cool. Come on.
It's so awesome.
It's like saying they're scaling, so I run the like quintuple score with mushroom.
Yeah, because that will definitely win games.
That'll win games. If you're like there on lethal and you roll into I don't know. It'd be an extremely specific scenario that you need to win that, but I want to see that board
Yeah.
one time. Alright,
It
I'll
was, it
say
was really funny because I watched back the clip, and I had like 10 seconds left and just decided quickly do something with my gold, sell a unit, buy a score, put a chili somewhere. And that chili just happened to like deal enough damage to kill the ball that was in second.
yeah,
And I just lost my mind.
that's a nice little game. So you said you didn't top eight in any tournaments, so I assume you don't have any tournament earnings, right?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Unless you count like gifted subs from FBL.
no, that just doesn't. The FBL shout out on his TikTok is all the earnings I need.
Yeah. I won one of his Marvel Snap things and got a shout out. That's all I'll need. That's worth like $1,000 at least.
So true. You love people coming into your stream. Hey, I saw you on FBL's TikTok. Here's 20 gifted.
Yeah,
Speaking of
people do that all the time.
speaking of streaming, when did you start out? I'm pretty sure you started out on Minecraft, right?
I did, yeah. I used to be a Minecraft kid. I think like up to 3, 4 years ago, even I was live streaming just Minecraft mini games. Pretty much anything on Hypixel, I would stream, or like sometimes I'd stream like SMPs. And then I kind of phased out of Minecraft a bit, found SAP, and then recently I've been getting back into Minecraft again, like off stream, and just recording some Minecraft stuff.
Well, yeah, 'cause you were full
Yeah,
bad. You had like the full Badline client and everything, didn't you?
yeah. I mean, I use Luna Client now, but yeah.
Ah, good. Speaking of the 5 minutes of research I did do on you by looking up your YouTube channel, uh, you have a video of making lots of melons on an SMP. Are we gonna get this fabulous
Uh,
content ever again?
um, right. So here's the thing. Um, I try and like disconnect my Twitch and YouTube as much as possible because like I know it's like terrible because oh you want people from the YouTube to come to the Twitch and blah 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 blah. But like I I do not want people from the Twitch knowing that I made like Minecraft content 3 years ago and sound like awful and like it's edited garbage. It's like complete garbage. Um, like I'm not proud of my YouTube channel at all, but
Oh, neither am
I
I.
might upload something to the Minecraft related, but it'll depend because uh it's gonna take quite a while, and I don't know if it'll actually be worth it to upload yet.
Well, at least your Equi channel isn't this Equi channel. While researching, I found a different Equi channel.
What is this?
I don't know. I searched up Equi and it came up with.
Oh my god, that's so loud.
I think it's. Is it a crypto bro?
Is it time to buy the dip?
Oh, I think it is. Equi is the future of alternative investments.
What's going on at Amazon?
It doesn't. Oh wait, no. This I'm pretty sure this just is a crypto bro. It
Hey,
claim
Lucid, I have a question for you. Is it a good time to buy a home?
buy a home. Not in Australia.
Yeah.
People are paying like $300 for a room. It's horrible, and that's like rent.
The US pending home sales are down 23% over the last year.
Down 23%.
23%. That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. I don't even live in the US, and that's unheard of.
This is such a random channel. I don't know how I found this. I didn't think there'd be this many people called Equi, but apparently there are.
There's a surprising amount. Like, I think there was like a music artist with the same name as well.
I'm pretty sure there's a music artist with my name too, or something like my name. There's a small Roblox Bed Wars YouTuber that has my exact name.
Oh wait, speaking of exact names, actually, I have a story because I found somebody with my channel name who also played Minecraft and tried to 1v1 them at some point, and I'm very sad that that didn't ever happen.
Oh, that would have been so
Um,
cool.
I really wanted to do a 1v1 against basically myself, but I think they're inactive now, which is a shame.
That would have been funny because it's yeah, no, that's all right. Looking at any other questions that I have, I don't think I have much. So just okay, yeah, one last one, I think, unless I think of any other ones. So just for starting out developing players who are first joining the scene, what do you reckon is the best way for them to improve?
Honestly, I think it's like learning weird lines. Like Lotto is easy to learn. Um, and it can get you a pretty good way by just knowing how to play Lotto properly and like having some end game knowledge. But I think like to really get good at the game, to like separate yourself from the lower seeds, you need to be able to know like some of the weirder interactions, like how does one up work with fly, and how does like rat work with summons, and how does octo work, and like things like that. But like I think even after you've learned like the weirder stuff, you probably still end up going back to Lotto, but you go back to Lotto with like the knowledge of weird situations like, oh my god, I was gonna do this lotto and then I rolled into triple swan. What do I do? And like if you have more knowledge on those weirder situations, then when they actually come up in sets, it'll be really helpful.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there are a lot of
Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me being biased though, because I play a lot of weird lines.
weird lands are fun. Weird lands make the game go round.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I've thought of a few new questions. Are you going to be captaining next season?
I don't think so. I don't think I'll have time to be perfectly honest. But I might captain after that, depending on how long Team Tour actually lives on for.
Perfect. I'm petitioning for a lucid captain. That'd be the worst thing ever. But guess what? It'd be funny.
I mean, actually, it could work fine if you know how to do the draft.
I know how to. I'm pretty sure I know how to draft. I know how to do matchups because I sat in a VC with Tyler and Onet for like a few hours, like 2 hours, and then I sat in the car doing matchups for them. If that was helpful or
Yeah,
not, but yeah. So I know how to do matchups. It'd be pretty cool.
yeah. I'd say go for it if you have the time.
I've gone for it like I'm pretty sure straight after season 3, I was like, yeah, why not? I'm not gonna get selected, but who cares? And then after season 4, I was like, yeah, why not? So we're going for it for a fourth time.
Yeah, I think eventually there's going to be a situation where there's not enough captains for them to be picky about it.
Well, I mean,
You'll get there.
they basically gave FPL captain, and FPL made Echo captain,
Yeah, and FPL made it to Echo.
but because Echo didn't want a captain, but then sort of did because of the format. Echo wasn't gonna play Team Tour, wasn't he?
I don't know honestly. That could be true. I don't know.
I don't exactly. I would look back in the general, but I'm still banned from the Team Tour general.
Right.
Oh, all right. So I think that's all I have for questions. It was fun interviewing you. Fun interviewing another person.
You've exhausted your list of questions, have you?
Fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um. All right. Sweet. It was good talking to you.
Good
Uh.
talking to you too.
Thanks for the interview, and I'll see everyone later. This is the outro. Bye.